What's up, guys? Fanta here to give my episode review of RE0 episode 14. So in this episode, it starts off right into it. The pacing is really quick. You have to really pay attention to keep up with it, especially in the beginning, because I was a little lost at first, especially with the dialogue from the other characters, like that knight that who I thought was a chick is actually a dude. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, move on from that. So basically in this episode, it starts off with Subaru being in a new mansion for a new priestess so that he can get his gate healed. Basically so they can heal him. So he goes through that process of getting accustomed to a new mansion. He does some practice sword fighting with the butler. And he plays back the events of what happened in the previous episode about his fallout with Emilia. And he's also basically there so Emilia can get him away from there. But what's interesting is that Rem comes along with him to help him out with the healing. So that's what I want to talk about, is Rem and Subaru's relationship. Where's that going? You know, I feel like Rem is starting to develop feelings for him, and I feel like Subaru might have the same feelings for her. But I'm not exactly sure. Are they romantic, platonic? Who knows, man? There's something there, and I know the fandom is starting to ship Rem and Subaru instead of him and Emilia, because their screen time has just been so full of bonds and really heartwarming, especially when she comforts him when he's sad or completely tired or knocked out. She puts him on his lap and says comforting words. Always and then Subaru's why are you doing this for me? But then Rem's because I want to. You know, she enjoys doing that for her, even though she got ordered a couple times to help him out and to comfort him. She would have done it anyway, even if they didn't order her to do that stuff. So as Subaru is going through these events of being in a new mansion, you know, he has some moments with the priestess. He talks with the priestess a couple times. But while he's there, Rem senses that her sister, Ram, is in trouble in some way. They have this connection, I believe. They didn't go too far into it. That's why you have to pay attention really quick. And apparently there's a sense that Emilia is in trouble back at the other mansion, that something is going down. So Subaru, being the kind of guy that he is, who he feels like he always has to protect her because he has this sort of power, he wants to get back there immediately because he's I have to be by her side. If I were there, things would be better. I have to do this because I'm able to really look time. I can die and do over things, you know. If it weren't for me, she wouldn't have gotten this far, which he kind of established last episode. But in last episode, when he said it to Emilia, it felt kind of like he regrets saying that because it looked like a little selfish of him. They don't go too much into it about him, you know, being regretful, but I believe he was thinking about killing himself just so he can redo it all again, even before the end of this episode. Where I was thinking, no, that's kind of cowardly. I really hope he didn't. I knew, you know, he's thinking about killing himself to redo this thing so he doesn't embarrass Emilia in front of the castle. But I'm that's a coward's way of doing it. I'm really glad he didn't go through with it. That's what I was trying to get across. So he wants to get back to Emilia, and Rem is against this. But we find out the priestess is also against it. The one that he's with now in the mansion. It turns out she had made some kind of contract dispute with Emilia that if she watches over him, helps him heal, then they're not enemies for now. But as soon as he leaves her mansion to go back to Emilia, then she is an enemy of the priestess. And Subaru doesn't want that. And so he realizes that the priestess doesn't want him to go back because she knows that if Emilia is kind of out of the picture of this election, then it's much better for the priestess. So he kind of gets pissed off at the priestess, realizing that, oh, you're not the same person that I thought you actually were. So here's where things get real interesting in the story. They go back on a horse carriage, I believe. I don't know. The animals, they're some kind of dragon-like animals. They're really cool, actually. Really love the design about it. That's what I really love about the show. The designs of some of these interesting characters and the monsters, the world. You know, I feel like we're just scratching the surface on what this world could be. You know, because we hear about dragons, witches, all that stuff. I can't wait to dive in deeper. They go to an inn. They stop at an inn. Him and Rem. They go to. They sleep in the night, and then Rem comes in and basically knocks out Subaru. He puts him to sleep and leaves him there. I think he gives him some kind of magic where it keeps him asleep for half a day or something. That's what it seems like, at least for 10 hours. And she goes off, Rem, to go do this on her own, to go see if she could save her sister and Emilia on her own, because she knows something is really, really wrong. And she leaves a letter for him saying, oh, it's really dangerous for you to go be with Emilia right now. Which I'm like, oh, why? But, you know, she doesn't reveal it. Hopefully they do, because I was like confused. I'm like, why is it so dangerous? Is it mortally dangerous, or is it mentally bad for him right now that he needs to heal? He needs to get over doing as much for Emilia as he has been. But Subaru's pissed off. He goes, and here's where the cliffhanger goes. He catches up to Rem, and we get some new villains. Let me tell you, this looks like a freaking cult. He stops in front of the, like, I think a mile away from the mansion, and it's dark at night, and it's way too quiet. And we see, like, this character, they have hoods on, and they're like reddish hoods. They look like menacing, but there are like 10 of them, but for some reason they don't do anything to him. They leave him alone. They just go, and he's able to continue walking to the mansion. I think it's because they already had accomplished a mission, and that's why they didn't touch Subaru, or Subaru is something more important that they know that he doesn't know. Who knows? So he goes, and here's a cliffhanger, and here's the part where we're probably going to go back into detective mode of this series, where Subaru has to go back, keep killing himself, and figure out what happened. Everyone is mowed down. They're like chopped up. Even the villagers. Rem, spoiler if you haven't seen this, dead. She's dead. I don't know what happened to Emilia. They didn't show Emilia. That's why it's really interesting. I wonder what happened to her. Everyone else is like dead. He's like freaking out. He's crying again. So what most likely is going to happen, because it's been happening this whole series, is that he's going to die and then go back to a certain part of the story so he can redo things and figure out why this thing is happening. But here's the thing. What do you guys think about death in this series? You know, does it feel like are you guys starting to feel like it might be a cop-out for Subaru to just go back and change things again because of the plot, you know, in order for it to progress forward? But even though I love that aspect of it, you kind of wonder when is it going to take for someone to really actually die, and for Subaru to actually work from there. You know, I like half of me is kind of split. I'm kind of like split here, because I kind of want Subaru to figure this out on his own without killing himself. That'd be really cool if they could pull that off. But I really want to see what happened. You know, I have to see what happens, and I'm pretty sure most of the fan base would be fucking pissed off if we didn't see what happened at that mansion, you know, in person. That's my feelings on the episode. I wonder what direction they're gonna go from here. Most likely he's gonna kill himself. It'd be interesting if they do another one, but you know me, I split off. As far as the rating for this goes, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Pacing was kind of fast. I wish they would have shown more into Subaru's thought process, or what he felt, how he spoke with Emilia, because it still seems like he's a bit still butthurtish. That's how I feel about it. The ending was really good. The cliffhanger. No, we're back to cliffhangers now. I think we're done with the easy episodes where we're not left on clenched into our hearts. And I'm really interested in reading I think there's a manga out on this. You know, I heard there was a light novel, but apparently there's a manga. I'm really like thinking of reading that. But man, it's just with the anime, it's a different experience being an anime only. You know, I read manga, but I love being an anime only sometimes. So that's my review for this episode. Hopefully you guys liked it. Have a good day. Fanchart out.